Two guys, one review, one review.
Two guys, one review, back and better than ever, reviewing one of my faves, Terrifier. David Howard Thornton always smashes the portrayal of Art the Clown, and I gotta say, Lauren Lavera did a great job playing as Sienna. My thoughts on the whole Terrifier sequence in general. I love the gore factor. I love practical effects, and I love the overall feeling of holy shit, what's next. And let's hear Tony's thoughts on it. Tony, you watched it recently. I kind of had to tie him to a chair to watch it. And what did you think?
I'm gonna be honest. This is coming from someone that does not appreciate all horror movies. Not the biggest horror movie fan. Sorry, I'm a bit of a critic. I think it was actually very well done. And there's two things that impressed me a lot. One, what they're able to do with such a low budget, and two, to make an original character, an original story, not some knockoff remake that everyone seems to do in every other film series, and have it be as good as it was. Art the Clown, definitely iconic character. And the movie, is very violent, but it's something you're going to remember. You definitely recognize it's a horror movie, and it's something that's going to stay with you. So I was impressed by those things, for sure. What other thoughts you got on the movie?
Well, I was a big fan of Terrifier 1. Terrifier 1 legitimately left me speechless in some scenes. I mean, the brutality of that movie is on another level. Not only that, I've always been a big fan of practical effects. I started watching horror movies like most horror fans when I was younger. I know we reviewed Mike Myers, Halloween Ends, fell on a stalemate, but Terrifier 2, I would probably rewatch it. My girlfriend was all over me, and that's always a plus when you're watching horror movies. If they're hiding from the scenes, and yeah, you got a good one there. Gore level, through the roof. There were scenes that I don't even know how they were put in there, but amazing work on the special effects artists. Acting was pretty good too. What did they invest in the movie, you said?
Terrifier 2 had, the first one was the same. It had a very low budget, and they were able to do a lot of things with it, especially the effects, as you said, were one of the key takeaways from the first one. The second one, they wanted to get more into the story. They wanted to develop the plot more. They wanted it to be obviously better than the first one. So the budget was significantly higher, but it was only about $250,000, which is still relatively low, and they were able to gross a ton of money out of this.
How much did they gross?
$400,000 on opening day. I believe it's at $5.2 million right now on a $250,000 budget. It was supposed to be in theaters, a limited release. It's been they're keeping it in theaters because people are still going to see it. But yeah, it's doing very well. It's exceeded expectations. I think the first one, while it was good start for a potential trilogy. Yeah, it's the second one definitely better.
Yeah, I mean the second one was most certainly captivating. I mean, the first opening scene, insane. That one singing scene was definitely disturbing without a doubt. And I'm not even going to get into spoilers. I just want to review it. That way you guys can check it out. But if you're a horror fan, if you're, preaching the cult icons and you're a big fan of practical effects, check it out. It's going to leave you flabbergasted in some scenes. I mean, I don't know if you've seen the original Saw or not, but that's what had people coming in. It's just that gore factor, that shock factor. It's shit you wouldn't see on a daily basis just happening and put into, a theatrical debut.
And let's talk about the director briefly, Damien Leone. That is a household name at this point, I would say, largely because we've been able to do with these movies and the success that's come from Terrifier 2 and the attention that's getting. This is essentially the fourth film featuring his character, Art the Clown. He did a couple short films, previously did Terrifier in 2016, and now obviously the very successful Terrifier 2. But Leone wrote the script, directed it, produced it, and edited it, all on such a minimal budget. So shout out to that guy for working immensely hard to see his vision come to life and be able to do something so creative in this day and age where everyone seems to be following, the simple recipe of, remakes and such. But yeah, on that note, let's get into some ratings quick. Devin, ratings for Terrifier 2 out of 5. What'd you think?
I gotta say, I mean, I thought Terrifier 1 had some crazy kills, and I don't want to spoil it. I want you guys to watch it. I want you guys to really dissect it. Get ready. It's most certainly gut-wrenching without without a doubt. I mean, I saw Tony fucking grab a brown bag a couple times, but just do it. You know, I mean, even if you have to squint a few times or if you feel like you're going to puke, I mean, he was telling me some people had to leave the movie theaters. Just do it. If it's something you can endure, then certainly sit down, get some popcorn, buy a Coca-Cola, maybe a White Claw, maybe a Corona if that's your thing, but sit through it and you're going to have some stories to tell. Terrifier, this is probably the highest rating I've done so far. I'm going to give it a 5. Just based off the overall visual beauty of it. I mean, like we were talking about in Halloween Ends, there wasn't much of struggling. No. What I loved about the Terrifier, whether the acting was subpar or not, is that a lot of them do struggle. A lot of people that are getting attacked by Art the Clown struggle in a theatrical way. You know it's a horror movie. You know what's going on, and obviously you know what to expect. So it's 5. I loved it. My girlfriend, loved it. She was terrified by it. The name Terrifier suits it well. And, if they come out with a third, I'm definitely going to be there first day when it comes out.
Yeah, of course. So the director, I checked it. They have confirmed there's going to be a Terrifier 3.
Terrifier
3. Yep. So we'll review that maybe next year. We'll see how long that takes to come out. Ratings, I'll give it a 4 out of 5. I like what you said. You definitely recognize it's a horror film. There were times in Halloween Ends and other even, recent horror movies that have come out where it's like you kind of forget it's a horror movie halfway through. You think you're watching like a drama or something. You're going to just blank out. This movie definitely keeps you in it. It's hard to look away. It's hard to look at it at times too, just because it's so violent. But it definitely stands out for sure. It's definitely something notable you're going to remember. So.
And I just want to thank everyone that watched our Halloween Ends review. Got us to 150 and growing. It's definitely something we're working on. We're incorporating new ways of getting things done. If you haven't already checked it out, show it some love. Give us a comment if you have watched it. I'd love to know your thoughts. And I do want to ask a question. What are, major attributes of a horror movie to you? What really captivates you during a horror movie? Is it the scream factor? Is it the gore factor? Is it the suspense? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to touch base with my viewership. And coming Tuesday, most likely getting posted Wednesday, we're going to be reviewing the movie Smile. Another, great implementation of horror film by far, but I'll get deeper into that into the next video. Terrifier 2, watch it with your mom, watch it with your dad. Don't watch it with your kids. Art the Clown is a force to be reckoned with. Every single protagonist in it, an actor held their own. The acting, like I said, it was subpar, but it was amazing nonetheless. The whole storyline in general, pretty good. But I give it a 5 based off like what you said. It's a horror movie. Practical effects are there. They didn't have a huge budget, and the fan base is there, and the fan base is what counts. And I love how they're following that narrative. So next video, Smile. Thank you guys for being with us. Give us a like, a subscribe. Growing slowly but surely, and up ahead we'll be doing some great things and with some great people standing by us.